as we get to part two of breaking down the GNX project by Kendrick Lamar, we're going to go with track number 8 here, Dodger Blue. Now, remember, I told you, the album started giving us somewhat of a up-down rotation, right? Up-tempo message. Now, when I saw Dodger Blue on the track list, and I said, oh, this one is going to be a banger. I actually thought Dodger Blue would sound like what TV Off sounded like on track 7. But Dodger Blue is actually a chill vibe. I like the beat. It definitely felt a little bit like an interlude, right? Now, although this was a very chill vibe, don't get it twisted, Dot still made sure he kept this very, very, very LA. He still kept this of touching on different parts of what it's like to grow up in LA and how some of you, if you've never been through XYZ, keep your mouth shut. You're not from where I'm from. Tempo back up, right? We get that tempo back up to track number 9 on Peekaboo. For me, again, I land onto another record that picks my energy up that I think is an absolute banger. Area like hi-fi joint, right? Featuring AZ Chike. I call him Chike. You know why? It's my name Chike. That's a Nigerian. That's an Igbo boy. Can't fool me, brother. No, I like that, right? What they talking about? I don't know why something about this record makes me think of Russell Westbrook. I have no idea. It makes me think of Russell Westbrook. The fact that like these that lets us know, hey man, this album is so West Coast. Oh brother, it's so West Coast. And again, we get some of that similar flows that I've heard on Not Like Us. Like there's a portion I think on Not Like Us when it says hey, run for you. Like that type of vibe. I hear some of those elements on Peekaboo. Now we go to track 10. This one's had the internet rolling. There's something to be said about Kendrick Lamar simply taking this and just putting it out and not entertaining the actual Hard Part 6 that Drake dropped, right? Just acting like it never existed, right? It's my series. I'm going to go ahead and just put Hard Part 6 out. You guys know what it is. I'm not going to entertain that other one during the Great Shinobi Rap Wars. Now, from a musical perspective, this does sample SWV, Use Your Heart. I think a lot of people could hear that immediately. Shout out to everybody in live that heard it. It was like, hey, HQ, you hear that? Use your heart. The thing about this record is, I can tell you after listening to the whole thing a few times, it may not be the most grittiest of the Heart series. In fact, it may not be the one with the best rapping, but I can say just by day one, it might be, if not the most sentimental, top 2 or top 3 of the Heart series, most sentimental, right? Touches on not only his relationships with Black Hippie, but from everyone in TDE. And he starts chronicling, his path from when he walks into that sort of that TDE space and when he becomes Kendrick Lamar, and in some ways departing from it, right? He even talks about how Black Hippie didn't work out because of him. I think that's taking some accountability there, saying creatively he had moved on with new concepts and reach, right? For me, I thoroughly enjoy the way Kendrick Lamar talks about Ab-Soul, and saying that Ab-Soul almost like, hey, during that time, I looked at Ab-Soul as a better lyricist, right? And we all have that. We have guys around us that are they just seem like naturals at things, right? But sometimes, life is life. But circumstances still matter, and also hard work matters, right? I think that's also Kendrick's way of letting us know, hey, man, I had more talented spitters around me, and they pushed me to be better, and it also pushed me to work way harder maybe than them, right? Talks about J-Rock and things like that, how they wanted to use J-Rock as the person to get the door open. Talk about Schoolboy Q. Doc, why were you telling everybody Schoolboy Q was homeless? Why are you doing that? Keep it in-house. But I guess all's well that ends well. He even talks about Dave Free. Apparently Dave Free used to squabble up. Dave Free was a little hothead back in the day, right? This was a very deep record. Just to in terms of Kendrick's journey. And for me, it's the one song that you can say lives up to the title of the Heart series, right? When you sample Use Your Heart by SWV, when you sort of speak from the heart about you and the homies and your journey, it's right on the money. I will say I would be remiss if I didn't point out that Use Your Heart was produced by the Neptunes, which Pharrell was a part of. And for him, I inherit the beef. That up-tempo, right? GNX, the title track, right, of the project. Now, this is interesting because to me, this record is a banger, and it's most certainly a banger from the first two verses. Kendrick does not do a lot of carrying on this record, and I have a theory that he leaves it to one of his homies that he grew up with, and we all owe Jay Hitter an apology. Jay Hitter is one of Kendrick's friends that was on the To Pimp a Butterfly cover, and some people have been trolling him on Twitter and things like that. Oh, you don't really know Kendrick and all this, weird stuff. I have a theory that he gives underground artists shine on this and people that he grew up with on this because it speaks to the car. It speaks to him from the beginning, from the slums, from everything, right? So instead of him doing 3 minutes of rapping of like it's kind of like this symbolic thing of like I'm gonna let the homies that knew me, the homies that knew me from '87 type joint, right? Because that's a 1987 car, right? Okay, well the homies, like you know what I'm saying. I think that's what like Jay Hitter represents. Now, Peso is a young artist. I don't think he grew up as a young kid. Was nice. I was very impressed by Hitter J3. I think I keep saying Jay Hitter's Hitter J3. However, we need to start dialogue on the third gentleman. I want to say this with kindness. I think his name is Young Threat or something like that. He sounds like if Tyler, the Creator, was held hostage and was told he had 5 minutes to come up with a verse. Sounds just like Tyler to me, a gangster ass Tyler. The lyrics was cool, but the voice, turned me off, brother. I'm sorry. But I did enjoy it. The first two portions of this record and Dot on the hook, etc., and Dot helping him out, etc. That's how I felt about this one. Gloria, at first I was confused. Now we go to that down tempo vibe, right? If the tempo is not up anymore, we slow that down. I was like, wait, Gloria, was he? I knew he was telling sort of like a story, a relationship or something like that. And I said, is he talking about the rap game per se? But no, it seems like eventually as I listened multiple times, like second, third listen, I said, oh, he's talking about the relationship with his pen, his skill, his talent. And Kendrick Lamar sees his talent almost like its own being, right? And it immediately made me think of, I don't know if a few other rappers have done something like this. It made me think of I Used to Love Her by Common, but that concept is a slightly different. When you really listen to these and deep these songs, the I Used to Love Her was Common's relationship with the rap game, whereas with this one, it's his relationship with his pen, right? There were some decent lines on there, like my favorite movie is The Notebook. You kind of see what he's doing there. And he's sort of battling with, the damage that his pen could do or the healing that his pen could also have. You got SZA on this again, so that was pretty cute. Keep saying, I've told you guys about this SZA thing. It is what it is. I think this one will grow on me. The concept, I wouldn't say the concept is dated. That's not the right line I'm looking for. The concept seems like it's trying to experiment with something that a lot of people have done and trying to change it up a bit. But it will most certainly grow on me. It wasn't mind-blowing, right? But I think that's when I say, at its worst, this project might feel like a mixtape that might need another series or something like that to really help me understand where Dot is right now in his career and things like that. Because when I listen to this Gloria song, I kind of maybe have questions like, oh, if that's how you feel about your pen game, what do you want to do next? Where are you? That type of thing. So, I'm sure there are a lot of Easter eggs that a lot of you guys are going to be bringing out on this project. This is just what I have for now. I mean, I just did 2 10-minute videos, just break down the songs one by one, and from what stands out to me. But if I catch more Easter eggs, you best believe I will be releasing, just a few more content around this, because as I have an artist that Kendrick is, I know there are way more advanced people that are probably going to jump on some of this stuff before me and after me. GNX. Mustard!